Living on a boat in the Netherlands, how can we do that legally? Well, there are a few options, of course. You can buy a place here in the city center, and that place that has its own address. So, but that will cost you at least 1 million euros. So for me, that's not an option, and for most other people, it's not an option either. But there is another legal way around it. It's allowed in the Netherlands to stay on your boat for a longer period, and how long that period is not stated by law. But you cannot live constantly in one spot. So if you talk to the marina and they say, well, you can stay for 8 weeks, okay, then you stay 8 weeks, and then you leave and go to a different marina. Or, so when you leave, after let's say 8 weeks or so, you go to the harbor master and ask how long you have to be away before you can come back. 9 out of 10 times they say, well, we don't know. So maybe it's a day, maybe it's a week, maybe it's 4 weeks. They don't know. Because the law doesn't state anything about how long you have to be away. So that means you can just go to a different marina once in a while for a couple of days and maybe come back to the marina you like to stay in. It's like living in a camper van or a sailing boat. It's all legal. And it's a bit of a gray area here in Holland about when you have to leave and what time, and what's considered living on your boat or staying on your boat. There's a legal difference in it, and that's just a bit weird here in Holland, but it is what it is. If you do it like me, in coming May, I have to go for a couple of weeks to a different marina to get my new engines. So I'm not staying in the marina, I'm staying at a campsite or whatever, but because I cannot stay on my boat for 2.5 weeks or something like that. And then after that I can come back here again. And then in summertime I go cruising, I go out and I go this and go there. So that's all perfectly legal. If you stay in one spot, technically that's not legal. But if you're staying in one marina, your boat can stay here for a year, for instance. You're not allowed to stay the full year on your boat. But who does that anyway? I don't. I mean, I go on a holiday. I went to Düsseldorf. I have to go to Slide in May for a couple of weeks. So it's not controllable by law enforcement, and they don't. But in my case, all I'm doing is staying here in this marina, and then after a couple of months I go somewhere else, and that's fine. I mean, and if the local government, city council says, well, you have to leave now, okay, I'll leave. Oh, my chicken is not agreeing with me. Let me show you. Whee! Lovely. I'm making a mess again, you see that? Oh well, you can leave that up to me. But that's the legal position of living on a boat. And with your fixed address, you need to have one address, and we call that a briefadres, and that's called a mail address. You have to register with someone who has like a house or an apartment, ask for a mail address, and for City Hall, that's fine, that's enough, that's all they need to know. So they have a way of contacting you for the social security, for our benefits or whatever, everything. You need to have an address, and I have. So that's perfectly fine. So that's the only thing you need to live on a boat in the Netherlands. Oh no, you need a boat. Somebody said to me, well, living on a boat must be unhealthy. Why? Depends on the boat, right? There are a couple of things you need to take care of. First of all, condensation. You need to get rid of that, because it deregulates your whole body. If you're sleeping in a very moist environment, and the air is really full with water molecules, it distorts your ability to control your heat in the body. You sweat less, so the filter system of your body is not capable of getting rid of all the things it needs to get rid of. So basically you're poisoning yourself. So getting rid of condensation is the utmost important thing. So that also means getting rid of water in the bilge or in a hatch or whatever. You need to control that. And the way to control that is by heating your boat up and ventilation. You need to ventilate your boat every day. Doesn't matter if it's raining or it's cold. Too bad, you have to ventilate. And if you're talking about a boat, you need living space. And that's why I sold my previous boat, the Serenity, because most of the time you live inside your boat. Here in the Netherlands, that is. If you're living in the Caribbean, it's a different ballgame, of course. But here in the Netherlands, 90% of all the time you're living on your boat, on the inside. So I was looking for a boat with more space in it. And this is pretty much perfect to me. But I'm on my own. I don't have a partner, I don't have kids. So this is more than enough for me. But if you have more people, or you want 2, 3, 4, then you need a bigger boat. You need privacy, you want to have a shower perhaps. So you need to look for the right boat for you. And in my case, choosing a boat is easy, because if I like it, that's fine. Nobody else has to like it but me, because I'm on my own. So there you have it. Living on a boat is not necessarily unhealthy, but you need to work a bit harder on it. For instance, in comparison with a house or an apartment, for sure. I mean, it's ventilation, but you can also, let me show you that real quick, run one of these. It's Miko dehumidifier. And that does the job perfectly. If you don't want to open up a hatch or a door to ventilate because it's really cold or snowing or whatever, then you can run a dehumidifier, and that will get the moist out of the air, out of your boat, and make it a healthy living space. Okay guys, it's now about 7:30 p.m. On Friday, about an hour before my latest video will publish. And my boiler has been hooked up and it's been heating for about 6 or 7 hours now. So let's see if I have warm water now. I mean, I haven't checked it until now. I'm going to capture this on video. So if it goes wrong, there will be evidence. I am actually excited about this. So here's my tap. Never mind the mess. Cold water. And now I need to get warm water. And sure enough, look at that. Waste not, want not. The sound you hear is my water pump. That's an amazing water pump. He's really fanatic at his job, and now he shuts up. But I have warm water, guys. This means a lot to me, really. The last time I ever washed my hands with cold water, hopefully. But this, guys, wow. I will send a text message to Bouke stating that I have warm water. He did an amazing job. Thank you very much, Bouke. Yeah, it's a bit dark. Oh, here we are. But man, this is awesome. Whew. It's time to do the dishes, and I'm actually looking forward to it. Hey. Good morning. I don't know if that is visible or not, but I had a problem, guys. It's just shy of 6 a.m. and about 4 hours ago I woke up feeling a bit cold, and I was like, what's going on here? Turned out I had a fatality on board. So what's going on? Well, now you can see it. That one, finito, she's gone. And that means it's outside about -1 degree Celsius according to my phone, and inside it's probably the same right now. So I woke up at around 2 a.m. I was asleep. I woke up and I got really cold, and I'm like, what? Because normally that little heater, the one I just showed you, I take that with me in my bedroom, and I sleep like a baby. And the other one, that one, I leave it on in my salon, so the temperature here, I'll be heating up my boat all day. So the temperature in here is warm enough for that one, that one, to keep up, and the other one in my bedroom, and that works like a charm. Worked like a charm. I have a backup, and it's one of these. Boink. And I need to hook it up really quickly now. I mean, it's getting ridiculously cold in here. This one heater is not able to warm this salon up by its own. It's only 900 watts. And the other one, the white one that died, is 2000 watts. And the one I just showed you, the little blower, is 2000 watts as well. So I need to hook it up and warm it up in here because it's really cold now. So, let me grab my coffee. I did put on the kettle first before I adjusted this heating situation, but I need to get into town today and get a new heater for sure. I mean, that blower, it works perfectly, but I don't trust them. So I was too afraid to turn that one on and go back to sleep, because they are notorious for catching fire. So that's not good. So yeah, I need to get another one for sure today, a good one, and solve this situation. Okay, so I've been running that one and that one, but that one was on all night, but that one is on for about an hour now. The temperature on my phone has dropped to -3 degrees. And the problem I'm having right now is everything in here is cold to the touch. For instance, this wood, it's cold. It's cold. Well, I've been sitting there, of course, but everything is cold. So I need to warm it up all over again. Before my heater broke, it was on all day, both of them, and everything was warm to the touch. So that helps you keeping the temperature up. And now I have to start all over again, and that shows you how vulnerable this system really is. I mean, when I'm sleeping, a circuit breaker from shore power can trip, so I'm left with no heating whatsoever. And that's why it's important I get a decent heating system, and that's going to be a diesel heater for sure. I'm going to town today, into town, to get a new electrical heater, because well, that depends basically if about the cost of a new electrical heaters. They are not that expensive, but if I buy this one and a diesel heater for the same purpose, that means I'm spending money I don't need to spend. So I'm gonna have a look around, see what the costs are for a new electrical heater, and then yeah, make my decision on that from there. Okay, so I just found out that our National Weather Service has issued a code orange, and that is the second highest rating they can, or warning they can give out here in the Netherlands. So in about 2 or 2.5 hours it will start raining, but it's also freezing, so the roads might freeze up, and that means I'm stuck on my boat, and I need to have groceries. I need to get that heater fixed. Well, a new one. I mean, you can hear it. That's annoying. So I have 2.5 hours, so yeah, let's get going. It's hard to believe we are going to get some really terrible weather. I mean, it's cold for sure, but it's a beautiful day. But better safe than sorry, so let me get to the store, jump on my bike and get a new heater. I mean, I don't want to spend another night like that. Oh. It's cold on my push bike, but the reward will be there. I will have quiet heating on my boat. Again. Ooh, guys, this is a good investment. I have bought this one. A Rowenta 2400 watts. Dual action. Oh yeah. I mean, let me show you. It's now on 1200 watts. 24. And a blower. Ooh. And the heat that comes off of it is... That's awesome. That's amazing. It's quite a bit bigger than the old one, so there's more surface area that the heat can disperse from. And it was about 100 euros. So yeah, I'm not sleeping in the cold anymore. I mean, that's no joke. Hi there, it's me. Well, I've got a question from a viewer, and I got that question a lot. It is, why don't you buy a sailboat and go cruise around the world? Well, I can't sail. That's one. I mean, sure, you can learn how to sail, and I can probably, but I don't wanna. No, basically the reason why I don't own a sailing boat is because I've looked at it, and basically the sailing boats that I could afford, you have the living space down deep in the belly of the beast with some portholes on the side, and that's it. And that felt really claustrophobic to me. And for us here in Holland, fall and winter and even spring can be really chilly, so you need a nice inner space to live. So that's why I chose a motor cruiser. I have my galley up front, I have my salon in the middle, my bedroom in the back. And sure, when it's cold, I keep my curtains closed as much as possible. But if it's possible, then I like to open up my curtains and be able to look outside. So that's the reason I chose a motor cruiser. And this one has another benefit. It's twin engined. One of them died, as you probably know. You can see that in one of my videos on my channel. But I made it back to a safe marina on one engine, and that's a real nice benefit. I like safety. So yeah, that's the reason why I live on a motor cruiser and not on a sailing boat. So I hope that answers your question. Also, there's another reason why I bought a cruiser, and that has something to do with my future. I do have plans with this boat and my YouTube channel, of course, and I will tell you more about that in my next video. So that means this is the end again. If you like my content, give me a thumbs up. Watch this one or that one or whatever one on my YouTube channel. Enjoy yourself with it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and I hope to see you next week. Bye.